the focus on funding for the Brent Spence Bridge Project was once again a topic of conversations at a government meeting with leaders. This time it was a luncheon for OKI. Mike Shell was there. Easy for me to say, right? Mike joins us live from Covington with more.
Yeah, Tricia, I'll help you out there. OKI is a council of government, business, and community groups that was formed to improve economic development here in the tri-state. Now, we keep asking these groups a question. Will President Trump's temporary halt on federal funding affect the Brent Spence Bridge Corridor project? A large group of about 450 government and private sector transportation experts gathered at Turfway Park for OKI's annual luncheon. Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Secretary Jim Gray gave the keynote address and began with a story of how he conveyed the importance of the bridge to then U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg.
And I said, Mr. Secretary, good to see you again. I have just 3 words for you today, and those 3 words are Brent Spence Bridge.
The 8-mile corridor will lead across the Ohio River with no tolls and 2 bridges, a new bridge for interstate traffic and the old one for local traffic into Covington. Covington's newly elected mayor says there will be some headaches along the way.
First, there's going to be some pain because there's going to be some road closures, there's going to be some diverting traffic. So we are trying as much as possible to be prepared for that as a city. We're thinking that it's going to impact our Main Stross Village area, so we have to be aware of that.
The Brent Spence Bridge Corridor project was awarded federal funding worth more than $1.6 billion. But President Trump recently signed executive orders halting distribution of certain federal aid and grant money. Last week, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine told Fox 19 Now that Trump's intention is not to interrupt the progress made on the bridge thus far, and former Ohio Congressman Brad Winstrup agreed with the governor's assessment of the president's actions.
I think that's really where he's going, is freeze, take a pause, take a look at what we're doing and spending money on, and then decide should we go forward or not.
Meanwhile, work on the Brent Spence Bridge Corridor project continues with the design and engineering phases now more than 30% complete.
All parties are working well together as we continue the design process and work toward construction bids later this year.
So yeah, you heard Kentucky's Transportation Cabinet Secretary Jim Gray talk about construction bids going out at the end of the year. So it doesn't seem that KYTC is too concerned that the federal funds won't be there when they are needed. Live in Covington, Mike Shell, Fox 19 Now.